Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. For this week's video, we're going to check out two travel size guitars from Journey Instruments. Let's get started. So today what we're going to do is compare the Journey Junior, which is a traditionally built acoustic guitar, versus the Overhead, which features that really cool quick release neck that can go on and come off in seconds. Now, other than the quick release mechanism, these guitars are spec'd out identically. So solid spruce tops, laminated backs and sides, mahogany neck, dual action truss rod, true bone nuts. These guitars, even though they're small in size, are really spec'd out well and beautifully made instruments. Where the neck joins the body on each of these guitars is very, very different. The Journey Junior is a traditional joint, and obviously on the Overhead it's very, very different. So what we want to determine today is, does that affect the tone? Obviously the neck comes off and on in seconds, but what does that do to the tone of the instrument? So we're going to do a back-to-back comparison for you guys. Let's check it out. All right, so let's start by looking at the Overhead, which is a really cool and unique design. Now, I've had these guitars in my studio for about 3 weeks. I like to use a product quite extensively before I do demos on them, so I've gotten to know these guitars quite well. The first thing I noticed, obviously, was the quick release neck, so I'll show you guys how to take it on and put it off in a second. The second main thing I noticed was it's wedge-shaped. Really, really cool design. So narrower, where you kind of hug it up against your body, and then it widens where it sits on your lap. And this really enhances the bass frequencies. So really cool and unique design. But let's take the neck on and off and show you guys how that works. Now, removal and installation of the neck could not be easier. All you have to do is loosen the main bolt and hit the release button on the top. So let's do that now. So we're just gonna loosen it off. Probably takes 20 seconds or so to remove the neck. So once the bolt is really loose and floppy and you're sure it's not engaged, then you can hit the release button. So once it kind of does that, then you're sure it's not engaged. You can put a little, I like to put a little tension on the neck just so it doesn't like really pop off, and then hit the release button. Like that, and then you can remove the neck. It's all metal parts, stainless steel. It's not gonna rust, it's not gonna corrode, and it's not gonna wear out. So really cool. And then to put it back on, you just seat it in the neck pocket, and again, put your pressure on. You don't have to do anything. This release button is gonna hold the neck. So like that, the neck is on, ready to rock, and then you tighten it up. So let's do that. And if you get the tension just about right to where you had it before, it's pretty good at holding tune too. So I'm just gonna snug it up here, and let's see. I don't know, here we go. Not perfect, but pretty close. Yeah, really impressive. Now, the Overhead also has a couple more features that the Journey Junior does not. First of all, you can plug it in, so you can plug into a PA system or an acoustic amp or whatever. It's a passive system, so there's no controls on the body itself, but it sounds great. We'll demo that in the future here, and it has Grover tuners on it. So high quality, beautiful tuning machines, really great design. Now, on the headstock end, right behind the nut, is the string retainer, and this thing works amazingly well. It keeps your strings from tangling no matter how many times you take the neck on and off. Works great, really innovative design, and as I mentioned, it's a bone nut, Grover tuners, and it's got wooden truss rod cover. So really nice appointments. I think the headstock looks great. It's short, so you're not going to be banging on a lot of stuff, but I think it still looks artistic and beautiful. Tilt back is incredibly minimal, which I always look for in a tilt back design. You don't need something that tilts back like this. Great design, really well thought through. Now, the Overhead packs up into this great little gig bag, and this is obviously airline carry-on compliant. So this will go with your person and go into the overhead compartment. It doesn't go into the belly of the plane where instruments go to die. So great design, tons of pockets, picks, tuners, capo. It's got a laptop sleeve on the inside, so you can put your wallet, your passport, all your belongings in this and keep it with you on the plane at all times. So really great design. right, now let's take a quick look at the Journey Junior. I'm going to show you guys a picture of these two guitars up against a regular acoustic, just so you can see how small and light these actually are. And even though the neck doesn't come off the Journey Junior here, it's still a very light and attractive package. So you still get the wedge-shaped design that really amplifies the bass. This one you can't plug in, but you still get like the ebony pins, the spruce top, the mahogany neck. I should mention the neck on this is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but the figuring in the mahogany is just stellar. Really beautiful. Yeah, you still get the little Journey logo here and on the headstock. But you don't have the adjustment here. You have the adjustment in the sound hole. Still a dual action truss rod, so that's great. You'll be able to set up the action just the way you like it. And of course the headstock is the same. You don't have the Grover tuners, but with the bone nut, honestly, and over the last 3 weeks of me playing it, it holds tune amazing. So really great package, just sort of a more traditional, simplified version. All right, now into the fun stuff. Let's do our tone comparison. So we're gonna see if that removable neck really affects the tone. I'm gonna play a bunch of different styles for you guys and on different parts of the neck. Let's check it out. Now, after listening back to this tone comparison, I've got a couple things to say. First of all, these two guitars sound bigger than their physical size. They sound like a full-bodied acoustic. It's a really balanced, beautiful, full sound out of a travel-sized instrument. So it's an engineering feat. Kudos to the guys at Journey. Now, it's not going to quite sound like your Gibson Jumbo or whatever, but it sounds like a proper acoustic guitar out of this tiny little package. It's really amazing. So that's the first thing I want to say. And secondly, the differences are really subtle between the overhead, which has, the neck that comes off in seconds, versus the traditional built acoustic. So again, great engineering feat that a guitar like this sounds so close to a regular acoustic. Now, because the guys at Journey are absolutely amazing, they've sent this guitar to my studio. I'm going to be doing a giveaway courtesy of Journey. So over on my Patreon page, if you support the channel there, you will be automatically entered to win. We give away awesome gear there every single month. This is one of the giveaways where I'm like, this guitar is so awesome, I don't want to give it away. I want to keep it. But anyway, one of you lucky supporters will end up with this awesome instrument. So huge thanks to Journey. So here's my final thoughts on these guitars. If you don't have a small parlor-sized or travel-sized instrument, these ones should be at the top of your list. They're absolutely fantastic instruments. So highly recommended. They sound bigger than they physically are. They play like a full-sized acoustic in terms of the feel, like the scale length and everything. The neck profiles are some of the most comfortable I've ever played. And you guys know I have a decent, collection of instruments, and I can say without hesitation, the neck profiles on these Journeys are absolutely, playable, comfortable, satin. They feel great. So it sounds great, feels great, definitely a recommend. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this comparison. All my information will be on the screen right now. You can feel free to check that out. Other than that, have a great week. We'll see you guys next time with a new video.